Gotcha. We gotta get one of these Atlas passes already. Such a constant reminder of my failures. Hi. You seem like you wanted to talk to me. I wanted to talk to your store real quick. Oh yeah, absolutely the Gek charms. And the gold. Looks like we're too far away to sell out of my ship, which is a bummer. There's at least some open space in my inventory now. Anything here? Looking for antimatter. Neutrino module. Nope. Alright. So what did you want with me, sir? You seem like you were shouting at me from a great distance. Yep, don't know any of those words. The electronic entity rapidly bombards me with words from what sounds like dozens of different languages lapsing into silence when it realizes I recognize none of them. The pattern of lights on its visor briefly resemble an eye roll. So, we don't know any of the same languages, but universally we have the eye roll concept. Then it passes me another message from Zada and Polo. And a vial of antimatter. Oh, there you go. I can use this to fabricate a warp cell. I try to convey thanks, but the being is disinterested in me, and its task completed. I'll take the antimatter. I'm no wiser as to who Nada and Polo are, but now I have the means to locate them. It's weird how the dialogue just leaves without you actually getting a chance to, the dialogue just disappears without you getting the chance to confirm that you've read it. It's like, oh, it's no big deal, it's just, you know, the story of the game. No big deal. So we need a warp cell. Let's make a warp cell. How hard could it be? Ta-da! Our Harper drive is 20% charged. That's something. We'll have to try to find some more warp cells as we go along. Let's see. What's on the ship right now? So let's take care of our Herdium problem. Because it is becoming a problem. Nickel, iron, zinc, plutonium, thamium. Those are all one of each, so we're not overstacking anything. Do have a lot of plutonium though, maybe too much plutonium. We have a full stack on the ship, so maybe we can get rid of some of this stuff.
Life support power low.
As I slowly die while shopping. How much does it move by at once? Not sure if I want to sell literally everything. Yeah. It's a decent chunk. Well, I do have more on my ship itself, right? Just iffy on getting rid of all of it. I'll get rid of all this. So we have more of it on the ship for sure. Platinum. He actually doesn't buy that many types of things, does he? It's used for crafting and not just for selling. Look at that! Empty space. Like I can function as a human or something. Yeah, that'll be better. Let's fix up my life support before I go and die around here.
Technology recharge.
Recharge our pulse engines.
Technology recharge.
Our thrust.
Technology recharge.
Oh, good. Hey there. So like usual, they do sell a tool. This one has 9 slots, jeez. So immediately we're finding one with even more slots just to continually taunt me. I don't know if I want to immediately buy a new one yet. Maybe we'll just keep finding better ones as we go along anyway. Does the side door also open to the outside? Yeah. Nothing found. Oh, another milestone! This one's probably for the getting the antimatter. Space Trucker. What's your deal, dude? Oh, this is the back of the ship. I couldn't tell the front from the back. That's great. Can I talk to you? Oh, I couldn't go past that interface while it was happening. What's your starship like? 22 slots. Oh, that would be so nice. Look at those slots. There's so many. There's so many slots. But alas, that's not what I'll be getting today. Hey there. Oh, these are health restorers. There's no reason to waste my time on those. There's a few things on the floor over there. Oh yeah. Let's get looting. These are all debris though. I should have checked. Was there a pass at the store? I don't know if I actually checked. I feel like I would have noticed it, but I don't think I've seen any of it so far. These might have stuff inside them. Hey there. Just coming in to rob you. Oh, it's just another healer. Hey. Cool, I'm stealing stuff from the Korvax. Isn't that fun? Gotta increase that, their opinions of me. Range booster. Scanner's detection range increased. That sounds like great news. It almost feels too bad that the multi-tool is your scanner, and your analyzer, and your gun, and your mining beam all in one. Because it means you really have to choose how you want to allocate those kinds of things. It's like, oh yeah, I'd love to increase the range of my scanner. Unfortunately, that also means getting less upgrades for my mining laser and stuff like that, and you have to pick one or the other constantly. Chat's currently asking if I'm enjoying this. It's hard to say what's going on right now. Like, I'm not bored yet. It's just that there's kind of a feeling of like I'm just doing stuff, and then I'm doing more stuff, and then I'm doing stuff, and it does kind of feel like that's like there's cool sites like this. Like, look at that planet right out there, and exploring different locations, and if you give them a name, it kind of helps you assign a little bit more identity to the place of like, oh yeah, that was the first planet I was ever on, that was the first place I flew to, and kind of fun stuff like that. But I'm just kind of walking around and gathering things and so on. So it's easy to think that like, what's this all going to? What's this moving towards? Because yeah, at some point I am most likely just going to another planet to do this more, basically. So bypass chip is just plutonium and iron, so the actual chip itself is easy to make. It just comes down to whether or not you want to deal with the locals if you get caught. Right now, I want to check out what's up here. We should fix that. That was cool. You can actually click on one resource, then move it to the other. So you don't have to click on the thing you're repairing first. You can actually click on the resource used for repairing it, and then the item you're going to repair it with. Right now, this game seems to be the king of Steam refunds in a way that hasn't happened since Batman Arkham Knight. Because for a lot of people, it just flat out doesn't work on their PCs at all. So far, I have not had a single crash. And even a lot of those hitches I seem to be having at the very, very beginning seem to have died down to an extent. That first planet was admittedly kind of busy with all of its life forms and stuff, so maybe that was the more troublesome one. This really looks like a location I would visit in Mass Effect. Is that a straight line? Oh, it's a shadow, okay. I'm like, why is there... I'm like, no, not a straight line biome divide like in Minecraft. But it's just the sun setting. Found ourselves a new outpost. Look at these ships everyone's got. It's really it actually feels kind of populated with how many ships are going around, but it's weird how the ships always just land and sit there until they leave. No one ever seems to get out or anything. I always just want to kind of look at their ships just to see what it's like. It's like one day I'll be able to afford a starship that has slots for things. Get myself a nice 40 slotter. I don't know if that actually exists. I have no idea. Hello.
Life support power low.
He's a mathematician. Gevich ebakium iro monogost vovat. I startle the electronic life form from its work. It greets me politely, but when it sees my boltcaster, it starts to vibrate with fear. I don't have a boltcaster, though. The entity's voice quavers, and its mask slowly turns into a single dilated red light. It clearly wants to get back to its research, but it's too terrified to take its gaze away from me. The more I try to calm it, the more the poor thing convulses with fear. It's just afraid of me. Let's just leave it alone, since apparently it doesn't react well. His unseen overseers thank me for my diplomacy. Oh. I got technology. Photon cannon. Increased fire rate. I swear those messages are just too fast. Like I need to be like on the trigger, and like the moment it starts to pop up, I need to be in a hurry to read it. Which is at odds with how the whole game feels, besides the weird fast messages that come and go super fast. Don't have much to sell, do I? No. Haven't done much right now. But what do you have to sell to me? Anything really cool? Not necessarily. Uranium dimensional matrix. It's just a trading item. Sounds really cool. Which is probably why people want to spend money on it. Here we go. That one just looks bizarre. We'll visit the central spot for a save. Whoa, your midair momentum maintains its direction. You cannot change it in midair. One gamey element overthrown. Got some oxide. There we go, shielding plate. There's a gra. That'll make us some money. It looks like a weird doll, mostly. Oh. Huh. There we go. Yeah, I'm getting about ready to probably warp to a new system just to experience the fact that I can. Now that straight up reminds me of the it reminds me of Leia's disguise when she pretends to be a bounty hunter in Star Wars. It doesn't have quite the same face visor, but there's like a silhouette effect to it that made me jump straight to that in my head. Oh, first aid. Why is it It's telling me how to fly my starship into space when I'm not in a starship. That's weird. Corvax. He said one word we know. Yeah. Shake hands for 1 health. The electronic life form is agitated and perhaps in pain. Its body buzzes and small arcs of electricity jump between its mask and shoulders. It jolts and shakes. It needs help. It reaches out its hand as if it wants to shake mine. I instinctively raise my arm in response, but common sense advises caution. What does 1 cost? What does 1 health cost? Let's find out. Lifeform discharges an overload. The pain is intense. It thanks me with a gift. Yay, new tech. Aerton Membrane Sigma, aquatic respiration aid. User is able to swim underwater for extended periods. Absorbs gases dissolved in water throughout a membrane contact. Or that, if the user is a conventionally structured species, is placed over the mouth and facial breathing hole. Facial breathing hole. That's a neat one. Does it goes in the exosuit? So you can install it just like the enhanced running, but you need to find more slots to not constantly run out of stuff as a result. And do you heal me? That took us from a 4 to a 5. So we regained our health. I wonder if it maxes at 5 specifically or not. Is the game gonna keep congratulating me for every alien I meet?
Now we met 6 aliens. Whoa! We love even numbers at Hello Games. You don't understand just how much we are in love with even numbers here. You would never understand our strife.
Life support needs to be dealt with? Okay, we need to start working on isotope elements. I'm gonna actually start running out of survivability soon from all my shopping. Let's check that place out. I want to see what it is. Or is it just another outpost? It might not be much of anything. Ow. I meant to feather it at the last second, and I think I timed that poorly. Whoops. It's actually really freaky having that giant... Hey, there goes that guy. It's really freaky having that giant planet just looming overhead. Because isn't this the moon to my starting planet? I think it was. Does my scanner suck now? I feel like my scanner sucks now, and it used to have stuff show up all the time, and now it doesn't as much. Almost as if I somehow lost progress on it. I feel like all I did was repair a basic scanner when we started off. There we go. I'll grab some of those. There we go. Stock up on those things that I need to not be dead soon. Oh, is he getting mad at me? I will shoot your goddamn face off if you don't get out of my way. Does he see me? Nah, I would never do such a thing. What do you want? We're fine. We cool? Buddy old pal? They're all over the place here. That was a hell of a background sound, that echo. What's causing that? I can hear like a breathing? What was that? Engines need to stop making noise. Is it underground? I'm not sure what I'm hearing. I wonder if you can make life forms show up on your map. Let's be ballsy about it. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. I am invisible and invincible. Okay. Maybe that can't just be me, right? You guys, someone else has to be hearing that too. There's like a weird, it's like a background groaning. I am genuinely bummed out by the apparent lack of real multiplayer that we seem to have gone to launch without even being clear on the fact that it wasn't there completely. Because one of the things I wanted to do actually was I wanted to have myself, Wanderbot, and Birdcatcher all try to make our way to one point from across the entire galaxy as like a secondary objective besides getting to the middle. And that would have been kind of fun. Just to have completely different and unique and exclusive experiences that all converge into one location. That'd be a cool place to go towards. It's almost, in that context, it's almost even more exciting than trying to go to the middle of the galaxy itself. Is just find people you know across the place. Seriously, why? I feel like I hear space whales. I have no hint as to where they could be. Let's take a look. There we go. You have a hell of a range for picking up items. I think you might just be able to blow it up from some crazy range and it just comes to you. We're halfway there now, from when I last checked. There we are. Seems to just be a save point though, and not much else. There we go. Got ourselves a power canister, that'll keep us going for a while. What else do you have here? Make this spot worthwhile for me. 7 plutonium. We could do a lot better. We could do a lot better.
Life support power low.
Oh wow, it actually did get pretty low. Well, just got that, so that makes up for that. I might just jump systems. I don't know. I'm getting kind of bored with the planets we have right now. I don't necessarily want to revisit any of the other ones, so I kind of just want to press forward and maybe we'll find some cool stuff. And maybe as we continue we'll find more opportunities for income or something. Are we really that far away? I didn't realize we wandered that far. This is just going to be a long walk at this point, as I watch chat slowly argue about the quality of No Man's Sky back and forth. Here we go. Careful. I will say, if you guys are seeing stuttering in the stream, it's probably just the stream. So I'm actually not really getting much stuttering anymore. There was some really early problems when the game was loading up at the beginning, but it's mostly just been running fine. The floaty stuff is weird. A lot of floating stuff. How you doing, buddy? You doing all right? I'm kind of wondering where this is gonna go as a series. Like, part of me actually wonders, like, if I'll bring a friend or two onto TeamSpeak and just chat sometimes. I don't know. Oh, might as well stop by there on the way back. Here we go. We've made it. They love to say that I've made it some distance of a few thousand feet. I wonder if I can just buy more antimatter. Because if I could get more, we could even make multiple jumps in a row without having to find more resources. Am I floating? No. No. Interestingly, chat seems to be coming up with some sort of consensus that this isn't going to be a series. Which is weird, because I pretty consistently make a series out of everything. Except for all those games I intentionally stopped playing after 40 minutes. Book of Demons and whatnot. Hello, you're a mess. Well, this is interesting. Whoops, just leave that for now. We've got a destroyed station. That's like the flood got to it. Yeah, I'll probably continue this series all the way until I get to the core. And the people who enjoy it will enjoy it, and the people who don't want to see it will not see it, and it'll definitely be different from everything else I do, because it's like a very low energy, chill out, walk on some landscape for 5 minutes straight situation. There's a lot of moments where I'm like, I'm just gonna stop talking, because I don't... This is just a landscape, and there's nothing to talk about, but it's kind of nice to look at. Oh! The blueprint that one we already knew, though. That's too bad. Look at that! It's a twist lantern. Oh, it turned off. Oh, weird, it doesn't reopen. Huh. Seems like you just walk straight through to the other side and there's nothing outstanding about this place. Derelict. Whoa, that's creepy. User identified, terminal now active, unlocking data log for analysis. It looked like a wound on the world, crimson and ragged-eyed, like something that once lived but was then torn asunder. I should have stayed away. Had I the senses to taste the air of this planet, I imagine it would have reeked of some kind of alien fetor, but nothing could stall my curiosity. Was it dead? When I touched it, the surface was moist and yielding. It seemed to become motile, then crawling on a mat of slow cilia. Moving from me. I should have left it alone. Whoa, is it gonna try to... Is it escaping from me? It seems pretty stationary to me, honestly. What's the data log say? I discovered some coded deep in the long-dead traveler's data log, something that's been left to aid me on my journey. New technology, radiation deflector Tau, provides user with increased protection from radiation damage. That's got to be useful for radiation planets then, since we've already had cold planets and hot planets. Here we go. Yeah, someone in chat says they don't see how I can make a good series out of this without major editing. That's the thing, is if you're this person who thinks that way, it won't... I think it just won't be a good series for you. And you should not watch it. Because, this series... It's I think this is one of those games like Stranger of Sword City, where it's for a super specific minority, or a specific, like a specific group of the people watching that are into it, and then everyone else is like, well, this is boring, and then they wander off, because every episode of Stranger of Sword City is like me going through a first-person dungeon and basically grinding against mobs, and trying to work my way towards the next minor boss encounter and stuff like that. So it's not super engaging for a lot of people, but if I were to edit it down, then you get rid of like 90% of the gameplay, and then you just end up like it's a situation where you end up just like doing a weird surgery on one series in order to make one group happy, but then they already stopped watching because they thought it was boring. But then you also butcher the series for the people who already thought it was interesting in the first place. So it's a weird thing where you have to try to, you just have to get used to the idea of some people not watching a show. I just got used to that over the years. I've been doing this for 5 years now. I know my types of shows. Chat, of course I played 2D games. I've played several on this channel. I'm just not super into... I'm not into Starbound specifically. And I think Terraria lost its purity at one point, and I just kind of got bored with it. I played Starbound when it was first ever announced, or first ever went live, and at that time I found it to be a pretty boring game. But Terraria, I was super into for a while when it first came out, but then over time, I just kind of fell off it eventually, and then when I came back to it after a bunch of updates happened, I was just kind of alienated by the sheer amount of stuff in the game. And it started to feel like a crazy loot grinding game and boss farming game and stuff in a way that that didn't seem to be fitting to how I originally played the game, and it wasn't really what I was looking forward to it in it. I don't think that the Terraria Starbound and its sequels and spin-offs, or the two competing companies that are kind of the same people and so on and so forth, I don't think they have good combat in those games. So I don't like how much progression of a lot of Terraria kind of started to feel like it was about combat, because I didn't like fighting things in those games. It felt really awkward and kind of garbagey, which is why eventually the combat even seemed to start leaning straight towards yo-yo combat. Like everyone had a magical weapon that floats in midair, irrespective of their weapon, which seemed to be an active acknowledgement that the melee combat via swords and stuff was just kind of clunky and awkward and not fun. So they just invented a weird made-up weapon to make their combat playable. And that's not what I was into. The thing for me is that I like, the thing about 2D games is I don't really look for a loot grinder in them, necessarily. Like, I like stuff like Salt and Sanctuary and stuff like that. Like, if I want to play a 2D game, I want it to be about exploration and combat of, like, a crafted area and carefully put together, like Symphony of the Night or something. So, all these procedurally generated 2D games kind of just feel like, at some point, especially after playing Terraria for a while and getting my fill of it, that whole subgenre kind of just feels like it blurs together, and none of the gameplay has ever really felt interesting again for a while now. Hello, shelter. Hello, ship. I should see what I can sell before we leave, but then we'll get out of here, probably, and maybe do a nice jump. Chad, I've already played the Rayman games, both of them, Legends and Origins, and they're fantastic. Those are probably my favorite platformers ever made, is the two newest Rayman games. Did I not pick up gold? Why did I think I picked up gold? Huh. Let's see. What does this use exactly? Oh, I think this is used for crafting. Get rid of the Gra-Gra. Get rid of that. It's tempting to sell titanium because we have a lot of it. And maybe not a lot of uses for it. Sell some of it at least. Plutonium. Should usually keep that around a bit. Platinum. I'm bad at deciding how much to spend and buy in some of these types of games. Let's see here. Send back what we can. Stacking things up. There we go. That should be good. Alright, see you later, dude. Gonna be leaving Pillars of Eternity and probably going to a new system. I just want to see what it looks like. Like a new feature. It'll be interesting to see if I jump forward and suddenly there's just none of this ship density. Alright. Off we go! Nice touch having the angle on our ship itself, so you can tell how close you are to just going straight up. We're probably in space by now, right? Yeah. Wow, you do not have a concept of how fast you're moving at the moment, but you get the hell out of there really quickly. Let's see. No, Chad, I haven't gotten around to Ori in the Blind Forest. Video games take time. And no matter how much I play all the time, constantly making shows, there's always a long list of, I can't believe you haven't played that yet. And I'll never catch up. It feels so impossible to catch up with the list of things that I should have played by now. That usually gets mentioned. Alright, well, let's see how traveling works. Here we go. Let's visit a new system, huh? Or should I name this guy? Probably should name this guy, right? Or can I even? How do you name it? I mean, I think P was how I was naming it before. You probably just don't do it from the screen. Let's move on. So, do I warp with left click? Let's see. Good luck! Oh, hello. Ship's just warping in right in front of me. Makes me feel like they're here for me. Well, what does this new place look like? Let's see. Why do I need to wait, I need to acquire an antimatter formula? Why do you need a formula for something you've already crafted before? Don't you already know how to make it? Is that really a thing in this game? Are you serious? That seems like it can't be the case. Warp cell. Oh, an antimatter formula. The ability to make the thing that I make warp cells with. Never mind. That makes sense. I was thinking about the wrong phase here. Let's see. Slow down for a second so I don't crash into someone. No, I'm just flying backwards. That's the wrong menu. Discoveries. Let's see. There's our rename. So what do I want to call our starting galaxy? I am bad at names. You know what? Fuck it. Ta-da! Starting galaxy is called the Witness. No regrets. Alright. So now if I... What happens? I hit M, and now it'll show that. Which way is it? Nope, that's where I came from. That's not where I came from. How would you even tell which direction to go in to find it again? Huh. Oops, that's me opening map on accident. Did not mean to do that. There we go. So we got a few systems here. The Rotvegasper. Good luck pronouncing that one. Oh, hello. I don't know. From underneath that atmosphere, it looks a whole lot like it's just gray. Mostly looks gray. Oh, hello. How are you behind me? Didn't I come from that direction? That's interesting. Oh, cool. We have a bunch of planets here. Maybe I'll visit the stations. We haven't gotten a chance to do that yet. Here we go. Honestly, chat, I don't think I really liked Bethesda's way of making games. Once upon a time, I played Oblivion, and I was super into it for several months. And I also liked Fallout 3 and New Vegas. But by the time I played Fallout 4 and Skyrim, I just didn't have any fun. Everything feels shallow and empty, and I don't like being talked to by robot NPCs that never feel real, and the voice acting feels flat. Something about it never triggered for me. I think I'm mostly just bored with the Elder Scrolls universe. As a fantasy universe, I don't think I find it very compelling. But I find Fallout kind of compelling, but then Fallout 4 was just an execution problem, because I don't think Fallout 4 was a good game. It wasn't a great shooter, and it wasn't a great Fallout game, and it wasn't a great RPG, but whatever whatever people got out of it was definitely a game that some people thought was good in some capacity. It just wasn't. I can't see anyone thinking it was a good Fallout game though, because it just was not in the spirit of the previous 2 games. And whatever it invented from scratch, whatever new thing it was trying to be, didn't seem like it was really worth the reinvention. Here we go. What do we have around here? Weird lack of dude. There's not really a dude here. Have any cool stuff for me? Still don't have a great idea of what to expect from these guys, so I just feel like I should check in general, just in case. The Atlas Stone. It's an extremely rare item associated with ancient monolithic sites. It's more expensive than all the money I have. Oh yeah, it's almost 3 million. Wow. Yep. Yeah, I think Fallout 4 just largely dropped the ball with all the settlement stuff. It all felt kind of pointless. And it all felt really fake. Like, oh, I placed 17 beds on a roof over here, and now everyone has beds. They're happy now. Like, it never felt even slightly like a convincing simulation on any level. So everything about the expansion just kind of became a bummer at some point. I mean, the sequel. But by the time they were making expansions to the sequel, I was like, do I want to keep going? Oops. So there's just no people here. This is the least popular bar I've ever seen. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Well, at least we've jumped successfully to a new galaxy. Look at these guys. All their ships look so much more impressive than mine. Huh. All their engines are revving. Wow, wow, we are crowding up. Are there even spots for all these guys to land? That looks like 2 of 1 ship. I guess they're an escort. See, I've seen a screenshot of somebody finding a ship that just looks like the Serenity, and that'd be a cool sight. That thing is tiny. That's adorable. These big guys probably have some storage space, don't they? I'm curious. Oh, look at this guy. He's adorable. The little frogman. Got 24 slots. I need money. I need so much money. I need money badly. Okay. I think I'm actually gonna call it here, guys. It's been a long stream of 4.5 hours, and I think I could use a break because I'm getting hungry, honestly. I'm getting hungry. Look at that. Didn't you just... Wait, weren't you just here? I feel like the same ship just came back and landed in the same slot. What a weird sight. Alright. Let's get in that ship. So is that a save? If I hop in... Yeah, restore point saved. Okay. So I think that means I'm allowed to quit here. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I need food.